The Anglo-Norman period, 1066 to 1350, is one of the most fascinating chapters in the history of English literature. It began with the Norman conquest of England in 1066, when William the Conqueror defeated King Harold at the Battle of Hastings. This period marks a unique blend of French and English culture, where the Norman-French language and customs deeply influenced the Anglo-Saxon world. The result? A powerful transformation in literature, language, and storytelling. The historical background. When the Normans took over England, they brought with them their own language, Norman French, and their own cultural tastes, especially in poetry and courtly traditions. For nearly 3 centuries, French became the language of the English court, the nobility, and even the law. Latin remained the language of the church and scholars. Meanwhile, Old English was spoken by the common people. The literature of this era is mostly religious, romantic, and didactic, instructional. Much of it was written in verse, and it often aimed to teach moral lessons or entertain noble audiences, with tales of love and adventure. Let's dive into some important writers and works that define the Anglo-Norman literary scene. 1. Geoffrey of Monmouth, circa 1100 to 1155. Geoffrey is one of the most significant figures of this period. His most famous work, Historia Regum Britanniae, The History of the Kings of Britain, written in Latin, was a huge success. It introduced legendary figures like King Arthur and Merlin into literary tradition, sparking centuries of Arthurian romances. Though not written in English, Geoffrey's influence shaped English storytelling for generations. His tales of heroism, magic, and destiny became central to English myth and legend. 2. Wace, circa 1110 to 1174, a Norman poet who translated and adapted Geoffrey's work into Anglo-Norman French. Wace wrote Roman de Brute, an epic poem that popularized Arthurian legend even further. His rhymed verse brought the tales to the courts of France and England. He is also credited with introducing the Round Table into Arthurian lore. 3. Laฐ์, late 12th century. Laฐ์was an English priest who wrote Brut, a chronicle in Middle English based on Wace's version. This is one of the first major works written in English after the Norman conquest. It shows the reawakening of the English language in literature. His style is heavily influenced by Anglo-Saxon traditions but incorporates Norman themes. Laฐ์Brut is important because it bridges the gap between the oral traditions of the Anglo-Saxons and the courtly tastes of the Normans. 4. Marie de France, late 12th century. Marie de France is one of the earliest known female poets of the Anglo-Norman period. She wrote in Anglo-Norman French and is famous for her lice, short, narrative poems that often explore themes of love, magic, and destiny. Works like L'Anvil and Chevrefoil are filled with mystery and emotion.